welcome back to another vlog. I would say weekly vlog, but I think I have to fudge with how long this is going to actually span because in a couple weeks, like a week and a half, I'm going on vacation and I want to make like a vacation specific vlog. And since that's in like a week and a half, a little over a week and a half, I am trying to decide if I want this current vlog to be a whole week and a half or if I want to split it up and do two smaller like 5-day vlogs. So we'll see how I'm feeling later on in the week, but this is either going to be a little less than a weekly vlog or a little more than a weekly vlog. Either way, we're vlogging. So we've got things to do before I have that trip, including decorating. We're gonna start with some of that today. I did some decorating last week, just a tiny bit. I decorated my, set up my Halloween village. And you can see that in the weekly vlog from last week. But then I still have this bucket of stuff that I have to put up. So we're going to do that today. But my other plans for this video are really just cozy fall things. I want to work on some crochet projects because there's some projects that I want to have finished before I go on that trip. There's also some projects that I want to start before going on that trip so that I can work on them on that trip. And then I also have a couple sewing projects that are on my list that it'd be nice to get to. And I really want to get going on some of my fall TBR. I've just been in a reading slump these days, and I hope that changes soon. I think it will. I think once I get through this most recent book, which is better than the last book that put me in a slump. But you know how like when you're getting out of a slump, it's still like just kind of slumpy? You just aren't wanting to pick up the book as often. Yeah. We're still in that stage. I like what I'm reading, which is a plus, but I just am not picking up my book on my free time. I've been crocheting or playing a game on my Switch or something else. Just the book isn't the first thing I've been reaching for. So I'm hoping that we can switch that up a bit this week and get some books read. I am still currently reading Broiler. I'm like a third or almost a half of the way through that, and I just need to sit down and get it done, and then we'll be good with that. And then after that, I want to read The Night and the Moth. I am so excited for that one, so hopefully that's gonna be the book that like flips my reading slump, does a full 180, we get out of that slump, and then we're back to regular reading pace. Hold up. I think a cat wants to visit us. Bee's joining us. So yeah, reading slump. We're gonna get out of that this week. We're gonna read some books. We're going to listen to some books. I'm listening to The X-Hex and I really like that. We're getting through that. I just haven't been doing a lot of things where I need to be listening to an audiobook. Like I haven't been sewing that much. Usually when I crochet, I'm watching TV, so I've been doing a lot more of that lately as we watch our shows. But yeah, it's just, I have not gotten around to the books like I would like to. So we'll make a change for that this week, I hope. And then, yeah, that's really all. Oh, I forgot the biggest event of the week is coming Friday. T-minus 3 days until the new Taylor Swift album. To go along with the Taylor Swift album drop, I am going to be painting my nails glittery orange today. My nail polish came off yesterday. I was doing a bunch of like dishes and stuff in the sink, and I don't take care of my nails properly and don't wear gloves when I do the dishes like I should when you have nails like this. And so I lost the nail polish that I had on. It chipped and went away. Do you want to go? Okay. Yeah. So I need to redo that today. I'm going to do that tonight while I watch Dancing with the Stars. And yeah, I think that that's really all that I for sure have planned for this video, but we'll see where it takes us. Welcome to my kitchen. It is probably a competitor for the world's smallest kitchen, but it's cute and we've made it work. It's probably the thing I like least about my little house, but I've learned a lot from it. So when I'm looking for my next place after I'm done with my degree here, I'll know what I like and dislike. A lot of this is a dislike. I do like having a dishwasher though, which I have not had in any apartments previously. But anyway, my goal in here is to get fall put up. So this is what was up there, and I'm just getting rid of this. I have this up for spring and summer. I just think it's cute to have something up there. It makes it look a lot less naked, but we're gonna replace this with some fall garland. This is the garland that I have for up there. It's the same garland that I used for the, like around the TV console where my Halloween village is. It's the same thing. So I think it'll look nice because you can see the kitchen from the couch in front of the TV. So I think it'll be cute that you'll be able to see both that garland and this garland, and they'll look identical. I think it'll like flow when you come into my house a lot better. You guys, it's so cute. It turned out so cute, so cozy. I love it. But I do think that I'm missing something above the sink. So I'm gonna try to find something that'll work in there. Maybe some like cute, like littler string lights that can hang in there. And then put something else where this cutting board's supposed to be. But yeah, love the progress we've made so far. So I went and took out all of the fall Halloween stuff out of that bin, and this is what we're left with. We do have one casualty from the bin. This guy's middle finger popped off, which honestly I think is kind of hilarious. But this is a candle holder. I usually have this in the kitchen with like the spookier things, and I might keep it in here, or I might just put it in the living room, depending on what the vibe's looking like in there. I'm not really sure. I do like this in the kitchen because it holds like the single wick candles, and those are nice for the kitchen space, but we'll see what we end up doing with that. But I do need to fix that finger on that guy. This is also a kitchen thing. It holds a wine bottle, so you put the wine bottle in there and it looks like little skeleton hands holding wine, which is cute. And then I have 3 of these not felt, they're like just fabric pumpkins. I'll probably put these in a bunch of random spots around the house, probably like one on a bookshelf and one on like the shelf above the couch. But yeah, we've got those. And then I have just like a few little signs. I've got this one that says Tales of Fright on Halloween night, rustling leaves and blowing trees, black cats howling with delight, oh what a spooky sight. I usually just also put this on like a bookshelf or something like that. I have this guy that says something wicked this way comes. This usually goes with my spookier Halloween things in the kitchen, but I think I'm gonna find a different spot for this year. We'll see where that ends up. This is a good contender for the kitchen, like the pick your own pumpkins. I think that that's cute. So maybe that'll stay in here. And then I have this pitcher that will go by like my coffee stand. I'll show you where that is. The other thing that will go by that coffee stand is, just one second, let me grab it, is this guy. It's just like a table runner and it goes along the top of that. And then I have this bundle of like fake fall flowers, and I will find a vase to put that in, and probably also put that by that coffee stand somewhere. And then I just have like a bunch of little Halloween-y fall signs, and this pumpkin-y guy. That's just little bits of garland on his face. But yeah, I've got that little guy that I'll find a spot for. And then I have these skeletons, which are my favorite decoration because you can move their limbs. So you can make them like sit on a ledge or something like that. Like they do really funny things. So we usually put them all over the house and position them in ways that we think are funny or cute. So that'll probably be one of the last things that I put up. But that's what we're working with this year. I also have this towel that I think I'll put on the stove. But yeah, that's what we've got to work with. I picked up this pack of fake leaves. I thought they were going to be tiny, and I thought that I could sprinkle them around my Halloween village. I'll show you that. I thought that I'd be able to like sprinkle them around to make it look like the leaves had fallen, but they're massive. So I don't think I'm going to put them there. I might sprinkle these on top of this underneath that our coffee maker and stuff, and I think that might be cute. So that's what we've got. That's what I'm working with, and I'll show you where things end up. It's a new day. I did everything that I said I was planning on doing last night. So when I finished the decorating, I got ready for Dancing with the Stars. I painted my nails. We got Swifty nails, the Life of a Showgirl nails, orange and a little mint. It's perfect for this week. And I watched Dancing with the Stars, and that's it. I went to bed. I read my book for a little bit before I went to bed. I'm now for sure at the halfway point of Broiler, and I like it a lot. It's actually getting crazier, which is fun. So hopefully I can finish that up in the next day or so. Usually when I get past the halfway point of a book, it's like make it or break it. We are either all in or I back out pretty fast and find something else to read. So we're all in on this one. I'm gonna finish that up soon, hopefully. But right now, we are going to go find caffeine. I'm out of my Nespresso pods and my chai, which is a problem because I need to submit my paper today. So if you haven't seen my last vlog, I talked about it, but I am a grad student and I am getting my PhD in biology, and I'm working on getting my first paper for my dissertation published in a journal. And I got the thumbs up to submit that today. So I'm going to submit that today, and I'm going to take myself to a little coffee shop nearby and get me some caffeine and get that submitted. And then I'm not sure what the afternoon's gonna bring. I think I'm going to play Cozy Grove for a bit when I'm done with that. And after that, I kind of feel like sewing. I've been in a bit of a sewing rut. We were in a reading slump and a sewing rut all at once, which is criminal. But yeah, I kind of feel like sewing. So I might find a pattern to sew, or maybe do like a little patchworky thing for the next Razorback game or something. I don't know. I kind of feel like sewing though, so maybe we'll come up with a plan for that. I also, tonight, my crochet pieces for this bag that I'm making, I got them blocked, and tonight I do want to piece those together so that I can use that bag this week for like the rest of this week and this weekend. I just think it's cute and I want to use it. So might do that today as well. So we'll see what we get into, but for now, coffee shop, submit my paper to a journal, and then treat myself with chillin' for a minute. So yeah, I'll take you with me. Hello, I just got back from the coffee shop and I got my paper submitted. It's crazy because it feels like I've been working on this for an eternity. I mean, I've technically been working on it for like 5 years because I started doing this work when I got to Arkansas and started my degree program that I've been in for 5 years now. But it feels like we're making progress towards an end goal. And I'm so excited because now I know what this process is like. So this is my first paper that I'm submitting to a journal. And now that I know how this works, I think that the future papers will be a lot easier for me to get through this process because they don't really tell you what you're supposed to be doing. I'm a first generation college student, so not only do I have no idea how any of this works, I hadn't even thought that this would be an option for me in life. So it's taken a while for me to just figure out how to navigate through this process. And now that I've done it once, I feel a lot more confident about it and know what I'm doing more than I did before. So hopefully future papers, this won't be such a process, but I'm glad that we got that submitted today. So now what happens with that paper is that the journal will either accept it or reject it, and then they'll have people review it. And so it's people within the field that I study. They'll look at it and say if there's anything wrong with it, anything that needs to be fixed or changed, or they'll make suggestions to make it better. That's if it's accepted. And then I'll have to make those changes and then send it back. And that's sort of how the process works. So cross your fingers for me that it gets accepted because I don't want to go through this whole process trying to submit it to a different journal or anything like that because that just sounds really exhausting. So yeah, I am taking the afternoon and the rest of the night off because that was huge to have done. And I am about to probably play Cozy Grove and chill for a little while. I know that my boyfriend and I want to play Mario Party tonight. We're gonna have like a little date night at home, but I'm tempted to go have dinner to celebrate getting my paper submitted. So we'll see if we end up doing that or if we just end up chilling at home and playing Mario Party tonight. Either way, I'll be happy. But that's the situation going on for me tonight. I may end up sewing. It depends on how long I end up locked into playing on my Switch. But that is what I want to do today. I'm just so excited that my paper got submitted. And so, yeah, I guess I also have to look at the things that I have to teach tomorrow for my labs. I should probably do that sooner than later before I forget. But yeah, we're taking it chill tonight and just letting it sink in that I accomplished something that I've been working at for so long. Also, peep the little mic. Say hi. Yeah, get yourself a partner in life that supports you the way my man does, because I have just been doing this little vloggy thing for literally a week. And this man saw these tiny mics at his work. He manages a store and they weren't being used there. So he brought them home so that I can use them in my videos because he's seen other vloggers that I look at online have the little mini mics, and he said that I need one too to be official. So I have a mini mic now, and I probably did not need to use it for a clip like this, but I'm just testing it out, especially because my air conditioning unit is so loud, and I learned the hard way last week not to film while that's running because it sounds atrocious.
when I play it back. So we're going to see if this works and if I even used it right. And this was my test run for that too. So I'm going to get going and playing Cozy Grove, and I will probably check back in with you later, maybe while I'm crocheting and playing Mario Party later. Hello. I was about to go to bed, but I forgot that I haven't really talked on here for a couple days. The last time I talked to you, I think, was after I had submitted my paper, which was great, and then the day was off to a good start. Like, I was playing my game and relaxing after getting that submitted, and then my boyfriend brought home food. I was excited about it. It's like a Mexican place that we get pretty often, and I got so sick afterwards. I just felt terrible all night, and I didn't sleep at all that night. And then because I didn't sleep at all that night, then yesterday was just a struggle while I was teaching. So I taught all day yesterday on no sleep, and I was scared that my stomach was going to get upset, so I didn't really eat either. And so after I got done teaching yesterday, I pretty much just came home and did nothing worth showing you, at least. That's for sure. So yeah, came home, chilled, and now today was a bit more productive, I guess. I just tried to tidy around the house because after that hasn't been done for a couple days, things start to look disastrous. So I did that, and listened to The Life of a Showgirl about, I've listened 6 times, I think. 6, and then like some song repeats. So most of my day was spent streaming that album, and I'm obsessed with it. I've heard some mixed feelings about it, but I have 0 mixed feelings. I was a 1989 stan. That's the only Taylor Swift concert I've ever been to, and so this like popped me right back into those vibes, but with more grown-up Taylor. I loved it. I think that it was perfect for what it was, and so yeah, I listened to that most of the day while doing chores. I am still trying to finish up Broiler. This got derailed when I felt sick. So I am finally now, I have like 70 pages left, which should not take me long to finish it all. Probably gonna try to read about half of that tonight before I get to sleep, and then finish it up in the morning. And then I still think that I'm planning on reading The Night and the Moth next. I've been planning that for a while, and usually I switch my mind before I actually get the chance to start the next book, but I'm feeling like I still want to do that. So that's exciting. Look at me sticking to plans. But yeah, so I'm excited to get this finished. I still really have been enjoying this. I'm excited to see where we go in the last little bit of this book. I think it'll be interesting to see how they wrap up all the loose ends and the drama happening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this. And I think that's all of the updates that I have for you. I really haven't done any crochet or sewing because I was feeling so down and sick and out of it. I'm hoping to get back in the swing of that soon, and yeah, I'm excited to take you through the last little bit of this week with me. Hello, we're back. It's been a couple days. I just haven't really had anything to show you this weekend. My boyfriend had a lot of time off, so we just spent a lot of time together. And so we were really just chilling at the house, watching football, hanging out. So I didn't really do anything worthwhile to show you. But today is a Monday, and I have some big plans for the rest of my day. I spent this morning on campus at meetings, boring workday things, and now I'm home, and the rest of the afternoon we're going to spend cleaning out the garden in the back because I've neglected it, and it's time to take out all of the spring, summer veggies and things and plant some new fall stuff coming up. I hope to plant garlic and some potatoes and stuff like that. Some things that I know are going to grow well in the late fall and early winter in Arkansas, because we have pretty mild winter. So I think that I should be able to extend that growing season a little further than other places would be able to. But yeah, so the back garden we're going to clean out, and then we're also going to clean off the porch and decorate for fall outside, because I haven't done any of that yet, and I leave for a vacation. We're going to visit my family in Wisconsin and hang out there for a week, and so I leave for that in less than a week now, and so it'll be a shame if I don't get that decorated and actually have time to enjoy it for a little while before leaving and then coming back, and then basically Halloween is here when we come back. So ideally I'll get all of that done today, and I should be able to show you the progress that we make. I'm really excited to finally have the motivation to finish cleaning up outside and to get all of that decoration stuff finished. Hello, welcome to the garden. This is about the worst state this garden's been in a minute, so please don't judge me. But basically we are clearing out all of these beds. So this was just some peppers, and then we did leave a few of the bell pepper plants just because they still look pretty good. And the bell peppers would go through a lot faster than the other peppers that we have. And then this was tomatoes, and they're all here. We made so many things of pasta sauce and stuff like that, and so it's just time to get rid of these. The biggest task back here is that on this edge where the garden meets with our neighbor's property, the grass just grows through the border really easily and into the veggie beds, and so I have to just clean this out and then probably also weed some of the other beds closer to the house. Well, friends, I've been humbled by Arkansas fall. It's hot and I didn't get that much done. Got about half of that wall of weeds pulled, and I have like a sliver on my finger, and pulling those weeds made it hurt so much worse. So I'm taking a break. Probably will work on the front porch and getting that decorated soon, but I'm gonna take a break and eat and drink some water and then get back to all of that work. But yeah, for now, we're putting a pause in the gardening duties because what do you mean it's still 80 out? I'm wearing pants. I'm unwell. Let's drink some water, recover, and see what we come back to. Alright, I'm officially done decorating for fall. I got all the outdoor stuff done. So we got the pillow covers changed. We added a new doormat. We put up the garland, a wreath, and then we put up these blow-up jack-o'-lanterns. I'll show you what it looks like all together, but I've never been the person that's like had blow-up decorations. I thought that they looked dorky growing up, and we never did it growing up, so I've just never done that. However, since we're gone in the middle of the like fall season this year, I didn't want to buy like real pumpkins or mums or something like that that are just gonna die, so I bought blow-up pumpkins and I actually really love them. They're so cute, and I'm excited that they sort of filled out where that empty space in the garden was. That garden bed that has the pumpkins in it, I usually just have pots of flowers in it, but all those flowers are dead. It's past season. I stopped watering them long ago, so it's cute to have something there, and I think it ties in with the rest of the porch nice. So I will show you the final porch look. Hello again. It has been a couple of days. I think the last thing that I did on here was decorate my porch for fall/Halloween. Yeah, so it's been a couple of days. I've honestly just been working really hard. Next week is fall break at my university, and so it is like time to get in a bunch of grades and time for me to do like my own work before I leave for a week, because I am going on a trip during fall break to visit my parents and do some sightseeing things around my hometown. And so it's just been a weird, busy, but not very entertaining time here. So I do have a couple updates since I talked to you last. I did change my nails, so I put on Epilogue to Utopia, which is a magnetic mooncap polish. This is what it looks like in the bottle, in case you're curious. But yeah, it is gorgeous.
It's a Mooncat nail polish. Pretty much all the nail polishes that I use are Mooncat. And this one is magnetic. I did some of my nails with the like cat eye sort of magnetic, and then I did some that were velvet, and I love it. It's giving kind of spooky witchy, and I am so happy with how it turned out. I did these while I was watching Dancing with the Stars this week, and had a good time doing it, but I did chip a couple in lab while I was teaching today, and that's a little upsetting, so I'm probably gonna change these out. Even though they've only been on for a few days, I'll probably change these out before I leave for my trip, because I'm gonna want my nails to be fresh and like look nice for that, because I don't really want to have to bring polish with me there and do them there. So yeah, that's the situation on these. I love them and highly recommend checking Mooncat out if you're looking for a nail polish that is quality. Honestly, these, like, the manicures that I get from this, they usually last me about a week, but we were putting on and taking off gloves during lab this week, and so that's why they chipped really easily this week, but that's pretty abnormal. And so yeah, I usually get like a week's use out of them, and for what, it's like 15 to 18 per bottle. That is way cheaper than any like actual manicure that you're gonna go and get. So I highly recommend checking out Mooncat, and the company as a whole is just awesome. So yeah, check out Mooncat. So nails were update number 1. Update number 2 is I finished some books. So in last week's vlog, I was reading The X-Hex. I was listening to that. And I was also physically reading Broiler by Eli Craner, and I finished both of those up and rated both of them 4 stars. The X-Hex for a romance, which I still swear I don't like romances. Liked the X-Hex. It was like the perfect amount of spooky, witchy, Halloween town-y scenario. Loved it. And yeah, I think it was perfect for this time of year. And so the other book that I finished is Broiler. This was, I don't know if I've talked about it in this vlog, but this book is like a thriller that takes place around a chicken farm, like a chicken processing plant. And so it sort of goes back and forth between like the management, like basically the head honcho guy in charge of this plant, and then this couple that are like grunt line workers there, and those workers are undocumented, and this manager guy is like set to get this promotion, but he this is all in like the first chapter. He fires the husband in the couple, and things spiral out of control for everyone involved, and I really enjoyed this. I'm curious to see what other books he has. This is the first one I've read by him, and I really liked it, so I'll be interested to see what other books that he has, because I think that I would like reading more of his stuff. It gives me like social issues, but around a thriller, which I appreciate. I feel like S.A. Cosby also does a good job of that. I read Razorblade Tears and really liked that one. I like when like the like social issues are wrapped into a thriller. It gives it a bit more meaning than like the Frida McFadden kind of popcorn thrillers, which I also love. Won't hate on Frida McFadden. We don't hate on her here. Those books serve a purpose. But I do like when there's a bit more like oomph to the thrillers that I read. So yeah, highly recommend this. And
I started my next read, which you might be able to get a sneak peek of over here. But I started The Night and the Moth. I'm already obsessed. We're like 50 pages in and I'm hooked. I think I'm lucky I really haven't heard a whole lot about where this, like the journey that this book takes. I feel like with One Dark Window and I guess Two Twisted Crowns, they go together. I feel like I had more of a, not spoiler, but I had an idea of what we were dealing with throughout those books. I still absolutely loved them. I think they're two of my favorite books that I read this year, but I'm excited that I don't really have a whole lot of info going into this. I'm really excited that we're doing this now, and I hope to keep you updated about where I'm at and what I'm thinking, but I think that this is gonna be a good one for me. So yeah, after this, because I don't really think that this is gonna take me that long to read, my plan was to read The Lamb, which is like a horror book. It's by Lucy Rose. I think that's right. It's like a horror book with some cannibalism involved. I was planning on reading that next. However, I feel like reading that like right at Halloween, but I don't think that this is gonna take me that long to read, so I think I need another book in between. Like I need to squish another one in there. And so I think to squeeze another book in there that we're going to read The Unmaking of June Farrow. And I honestly don't know a ton about this book either. So I'm excited to get into this after finishing this. This is putting me in a fantasy mood, like very quickly. And so I think this will be a good follow-up to that. So yeah, that's my plan, is to basically do these two, and then that should take us to around Halloween, where I'll read The Lamb by Lucy Rose. So yeah, that's my reading updates. Beyond that, I really don't have a whole lot to share. It's Thursday night. I taught today. I hope that tonight I can just take it chill. It's football, so I'm going to watch the football game, at least for a little while, just to see how my fantasy players are doing. If you're new here, I'm in a fantasy football league. My team is called Baby Got Backs, like running backs or quarterbacks. Get it? And I am crushing. We're doing good, apparently. I've been told by my boyfriend and others that I'm doing a really good job. I'm 4-1, so I've won 4 times so far, and I've lost once. And it's like a weekly time frame. So it'll start today, Thursday, and go through the Monday game. And so I will probably watch some of that football game tonight, and I want to work on that crochet bag because I want to take it on my trip. So in the last vlog I didn't start it in that vlog. I had already made the pieces for this crochet like little tote bag, but I blocked them in the last video. And so now I need to take those off the blocking board, which I still haven't done. We've been busy around here, guys. I'm sorry. I need to take them off that board, and then I think while I watch that game that I'm just gonna piece all the things together. It just sounds perfect. And then I have that bag to take with on my trip. We're on to something. That's my plan for tonight. That and a glass of wine. Sounds just about perfect. I will take you with me when I take those crochet pieces off the blocking mat, and then we will crochet and watch some football together. How's that sound? everyone. We are officially on the last day of this vlog. So at the beginning of the vlog, I couldn't decide whether I wanted this to be 2 short vlogs or like 1 long vlog, and we went with 1 long vlog. So hopefully we've had some fun things to show you up to this point. But today's gonna be the last day because tomorrow we leave for our vacation. So we're driving from Arkansas to Minnesota, staying there for a couple of nights, and then going to visit my family in Wisconsin. So we're road tripping it tomorrow, and then we got some plans in Minnesota, and then some family time after that. And we're just really excited for this trip, honestly. It's long overdue to go visit my family. The last time we both went to go visit my family, it was over Christmas, and so yeah, it'll just be really fun to get the opportunity to go do that. And so today is basically just prep day for leaving. So gotta make sure the animals have everything that they need. Our dog will go stay with one of our friends who has a dog, but the cats will stay here, and then we've got friends coming to check on them every once in a while. But I just want to go get new litter and food and stuff like that for them, just so that we're stocked up in case they need anything, some treats maybe, I don't know, things like that. And then I also need to stop at a new coffee shop that's opening because it's a chain that's growing and is getting really big. It's 7 Brew, but we're getting one that's like pretty close to where we live, and before they officially open, they're doing like all small drinks are free. So we're gonna stop there on our way to the pet store and get some free coffee and probably a free smoothie as well, because it sounds great. So I'm gonna sit in line and frustrate myself because I'm sure the line is gonna be so long, but we're gonna do that and get some free drinks because I haven't been able to make my coffees at home this week because I didn't want to buy milk before leaving for a trip. That just seemed silly. So I didn't buy milk. So I haven't been able to have any of my chai lattes or like my actual lattes, like my iced lattes at home. So it's been a struggle trying to procure caffeine this week, but free sounds great. So we're gonna go do that. And then when I get back home, I think my plan is going to be to switch out the litter boxes, stuff like that, boring pet mom things. And then I need to get yarn together that I want to bring with for my trip. I think I talked about it in the last vlog, but I don't want to bring like a project that has a ton of different yarn or anything like that with on this trip. That just seems unnecessary because we are going to be busy for a lot of the time. I'm probably not going to have a ton of downtime to crochet, but I think that I am going to start this like sort of poncho-y thing that I talked about in the last vlog. This is the pattern. And I think that that'll be really simple because it's just one type of yarn. I don't have to bring a bunch of different colors or anything like that. I can just bring the one kind of yarn and the one hook that I'll need to do this. And it'll be easy enough to do that because it's not going to have like a bunch of like increases, decreases, counting, things like that I have to worry about. So I'm going to get my yarn together for that, sort of put a little like crafty bag together for the car so that when my boyfriend's driving, I can do that. Even though I usually drive most of the way, he just gets sleepy in the car and I like listening to audiobooks, so I'm not complaining about it. But yeah, speaking of audiobooks, I forgot to tell you when I was like telling you the books that I started. So I started physically reading The Night and the Moth, but I also started an audiobook that I completely forgot to tell you about. I started Little Fires Everywhere. The reason that I found it to start is because Goodreads has like those seasonal challenge things, and
that book was one of the ones in there. I've also seen the show pop up on, I think it's on Hulu or whatever, and it looked interesting, and so it was available now, so I started that book. I'm about halfway through it, and I'll probably be able to listen to a bunch of it today while I'm running around the house, getting things together, packing, stuff like that. So I am going to start a different book for the drive tomorrow. We are driving on a Sunday, but we're going to leave early in the morning. And so I think for like, if we're leaving around 6 or 7 a.m., then I'll have a good 4 or 5 hours to listen to a book while I drive. And then when my boyfriend starts driving, I'm sure we'll be listening to football. So that's okay. I'm excited about that too. Usually I don't even look forward to the drive at all. Like it's the barrier to get to the places that we want to go. But honestly, we're just itching to get out of here and go on a trip so bad that it doesn't even bother me. I'm just really excited to go. So I need to pick out an audiobook for that. I'll let you know tonight what I end up picking for that, because I'm going to have to scroll through. Basically, how I pick books is I scroll through Libby in the available now filter, and then I'll filter it by whatever type of book I want. And so I'll probably look for a mystery, because that's what my boyfriend likes to listen to if he does listen to books. He doesn't listen to books all that often. He's more of a audio drama person, which I think I would be too, but I have a TBR pile that's so large that I just need to listen to my books. And if I'm going to listen to something other than that, I'm typically listening to like a crime podcast, like Crime Junkies or Wine and Crime or something like that. So I don't have a book picked out yet, but we're going to pick one out today and place a hold for it so that I can, or check it out or whatever, so that I can listen to that during the drive tomorrow, and then I'll be able to finish it either sometime while we're up there driving around between Minnesota and Wisconsin, or I can finish it when we are on our way back home on the drive back. So yeah, that's today. It's going to be a fun, well, it's not going to be a fun day doing all the like chores before a trip, but it's like Christmas Eve in my brain. Like, you got to get through it to get to the big day. And so yeah, it's going to be good. So let's go.
All right, hello. I am back from my errands. I got the stuff that I needed from the pet store and got the free drink. I got a strawberry smoothie and it was so good. And it's just wild that for like their opening, like right before they open, they're doing those free drinks. It was great. So got a smoothie, and now I'm just gonna work down my list of things to do today. Before a trip, I always make some sort of like to-do list in my notes app and check things off as I go. It's just how my brain works. It likes seeing that I've accomplished tasks. So actually, I'll show you what that list looks like. I'll pop it in up here, and then you can kind of keep track of my progress throughout the rest of the afternoon. So yeah, next on the list is to water my plants outside. I have just like, here, you can see, I have like a bunch of houseplants and stuff out on my porch. I was gonna take them in before we left because I was worried that the temperatures at night were gonna start getting too cold for them, but it still feels like summer here, so my plants can stay outside. I'm just gonna water them now, and then they should be good to go for the duration of our trip. They should be fine without being watered for a week. So I'm gonna water those and then get going on the stuff that I have to do inside.
just finished watering outdoor plants, and the next thing on the list is to wind yarn. I talked about the project, this one, that I want to bring with on the trip, and this is the yarn that I want to use for that project. And so I'm just going to wind it all into these little cakes so that I can transport it easier. Honestly, I probably only need to bring a couple of these with because I likely am not gonna have enough time to like work on this a ton, but I want to like be prepared just in case this is what I end up doing the entire time I'm a passenger in the car, which won't be for a lot of the drive, but for some of it at least. I'll be sitting in the passenger seat and it'll be nice to be able to have a project to do. You want to say hi? Anytime I'm in this, I don't let the cats in this room unless I'm in here, because this is where all of the things like yarn and thread, and there's plants in here that the cats like to think are toys made just for them. So I don't let them in here unless I'm in here. And so she loves when I come in here. I don't know why. There's nothing special about this room other than all of the things she can't play with, but she really doesn't mess with them when I'm in here. It's just if I accidentally let her roam in here on her own, she has been known to unwind an entire ball of yarn. Or, yeah, get into some shenanigans, and I just don't feel like dealing with that most of the time. So, sorry, almost every single time I film in here, she's helping us. She's a great helper. Yes, goodbye. So yeah, let's just wind some of these and check that off our list. So we just got done making all of these balls of yarn, and we can check that off the to-do list. I need to figure out what size needle I need for this project, and then I'm just also putting together all of my like stitch markers and things like that that I know I'm gonna want with on the trip. And then I should be ready to go on that. Next on the list, I'm going to finally finish up this bag that we were putting together the other night. This is the like finalized sort of version of this bag. So I got everything pieced together, and it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Here, I'll move these to the side so that you can actually see. It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, but I still have to weave in all of the ends. You know, I watched a lot of YouTube videos of people crocheting and stuff, and like see a lot of Instagram reels of people crocheting and just finishing a whole project and then never using the thing that they were making because they don't want to weave in the ends. And I now understand that pain. My cat's screaming at the door. You'll just have to ignore her. She was in here while I was winding those balls of yarn and decided to eat some bead fringe that I have on one of my dance costumes. So she's in cat jail outside. Ignore her as best as you can. She's very loud. So good luck. But that's why she's yelling. It's because she was bad. I had to kick her out. Anyway, I need to weave in these ends, and then this is the bag that I want to use to pack all of my crochet stuff and my like extra book stuff like that for the trip. I just think it's cute. That's the plan. Weave in these ends and check that off of our list of things to do before the trip. the ends are woven in now, so it's got nothing weird going on, and I just think it's so cute. So when I blocked it so that it was like really stretched out, and I did that on purpose because I knew that this strap was going to be, like the stitches were going to be a lot closer together, and I wanted it to kind of bunch on the bottom, and it did exactly what I was hoping it would do. So I didn't want it to like lay like a rectangle. So if you're wanting to do something similar, that's how I did that, and I think it turned out so cute. It's so like slouchy and just cozy looking, and yeah, so this is going to be in use on our vacation, and I can't wait. It's gonna just be like my little book bag. I can take it when we go to like the apple orchard. It'll be cute, and yeah, just it's perfect for all the fall things that we have planned, and I think it's just gonna be such a cute little accessory to have. So I'm proud of myself for finishing this. Now I think I've made it to having to pack. Yeah. I don't like packing for things like this because we have some activities planned, but not like the full slew of what we're doing planned. Also, where the temperature's 80 here, the highs are like 60, 65 there. And so I know I'm gonna be cold, which is good because I'm sick of this summer, fall combo weather. I'm over it here. I really don't like having to wear t-shirts in the middle of October. So I'm excited for the cold, but I feel like I am going to under-prepare. So I am going to like reverse that in my brain and just bring all of the warm things that I could possibly want because I don't want to have to deal with that there. And I want options just in case it starts cold during the day and then gets warmer. I know that fall there tends to be that way. I lived in Wisconsin until I was 22, and that's when I moved here, and I've lived here for 5 years now. But yeah, I don't feel as equipped for the cold as I once was. So we're going to have to dig out some of the sweatshirts and stuff because I store some of that in the closet here during summer because it's just to clear up some closet space in like where I actually have my clothes hung up. Yeah, I put a bunch of sweatshirts in bins and things, and so I'm gonna have to look through that because there's a couple that I know that I want to pick out for the trip, and then we're going to throw a bunch of junk in my suitcase and cross our fingers that we have everything we need. I did make another list for packing things, just like things that I need to remember, like chargers and medications and things like that, but I'm more worried about clothes right now. That's kind of what I want to focus on packing up. And then after I shower tonight, I'll put away all of my like toiletries and stuff, and then yeah, I'll be able to finish all of that packing tonight and tomorrow morning. But we're gonna pack all of our clothes right now, so I'm gonna go and do that, and I should be able to check back in with you later. Hello friends, it is now nighttime. The only thing that I had left on my list to do to get ready for my trip tomorrow was to paint my nails. So I took a shower and just chilled, watched Love is Blind, and painted my nails. This is a thermal called Sagebrush by Mooncat. It is this color when it's cold, and then it turns like a sagey green when it's warm. It takes a minute like for the colors to start responding to heat after you apply it, so it probably won't start doing that for another hour or so, especially because this is the oldest thermal I have, and like as time goes on they can like expire, not work as well. So that's probably the situation going with this, which is why I'm trying to use it as much as I can. But yeah, I painted my nails while I was watching that show, and say hi to Goose. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. You don't get this. Goose just wants my popcorn. Gross, dude. That was disgusting. He went back to his bed. Anyway, so the only thing that I really want to do now tonight is just relax, try to get my mind winded down before I go to bed so that I can sleep well. So I am about to play the Switch. I'm gonna play Cozy Grove. I am loving that game. It's perfect for fall. I think it'll be perfect for any time. It's all the things that I like out of like Animal Crossing, but basically just the parts that I like. So I'm really having a good time with that. So I'm gonna play this game, and then I made my pops. I made popcorn and poured out a poppy. And so we're going to drink this and eat some popcorn and try to just relax and shut my mind off, because my mind likes to go a million miles per second the night before a trip like this, thinking about all the things that I'm going to forget and stuff like that. Even though there's stores where we're going, it's not going to be the end of the world if I forget something. But my brain does not see it as that low of a stake situation. It sees it as like you must keep running and running and running until all of the worst case scenarios have crossed through our mind. But I'm going to try to do this to combat that. And this, I did want to share that I found an audiobook for the car. So if my boyfriend's awake, we're going to listen to this book that I found on Libby called This Book Will Bury Me. And then if he is sleeping, I will probably try to finish up the audiobook that I'm currently in the middle of, which is Little Fires Everywhere. Like, doing all my chores, I made it to like 65 or 70%. So it should only take me a couple hours to finish that, I think. And I really want to wrap that up. And that'll be good to have that done and then have another audiobook that's already checked out and ready to go. I'm really bad at planning all of that, so I'm glad that I've got one sitting on the bench waiting to go. So yeah, I am so excited for this trip, and I am excited to record it and vlog this trip as well. I think it's going to be really fun. I've never done that before. I'm excited to show you everything that I'm going to get up to when we're there. And yeah, thank you for joining me for this week and a half that we've been together, and I will see you next time. Stay cozy, friends.